But we're not going to solve this problem unless we think about it hard. Now, my first prediction is that food is going to change. More so in the next 100 years than in the whole of human history beforehand. And driving that change are some massive factors in the background. Fierce demand and supply pressures, scarcities of the most critical things that we need to produce food, changing climates, large health and other concerns around food, and of course the advent of powerful new science and technologies. And all of this is going to make the menu 50 years from now, 100 years from now, totally unrecognisable to, say, our grandparents, and pretty much unrecognisable to you or me today. And here's why. I mean, as you well know, there were 75,000 more people to dinner last night than there were the night before. So the population keeps on going up. But what a lot of people don't get is it isn't just babies. It's also people in rich countries living longer lives. Okay, the average person in a rich country will eat 35,000 more meals than the average person in a poor country. So this has a big factor on food supply. United Nations forecasts for population, the median forecast is 11 billion by the last decade of this century. Okay, so barring accidents, that is. The soaring meat demand in the newly industrialising countries, China, India and elsewhere, and that's going to tread pretty heavily on the planet. Basically, all of these things mean that we've got to double the amount of food that we produce for humanity by the 2060s or thereabouts. Okay, so we've got about 50 years before this all comes down. On the other side, though, everything that we need, pardon me, to produce food is running short, basically. We're running out of water, land, oil, phosphorus, all of these things. So they're going to apply extreme constraints to producing food the way we have done in the last 2,000 years or so. So we take water. I mean, everywhere you look, water supplies are running out. I mean, I read a forecast, a United Nations paper today, which was saying basically by the 2030s, the demand for water is going to exceed supply worldwide by 40%. Okay, that is to me a spine-chilling statistic. Every country that uses groundwater to grow crops, China, the United States, India, they are motoring through that groundwater at a totally unsustainable rate. They're mining it. Right? To replace the water America's taken out of the Ogallala Aquifer will take 6,000 years. Okay, so we're mining stuff. It's not going to be there in future. The rivers are disappearing. That's the Colorado, but you could have taken a picture at the Murray Mouth, not so different from that. The Sirdaria in Central Asia. Lakes like Lake Chad, 90% gone in just 30 years. This is much bigger than the Aral Sea. That lake feeds 40 million people. Okay, so water is under extreme pressure, and you've all heard about what's happening with the glaciers in the high mountain ranges. So all of the big mountain ranges, the Himalaya, the Rockies, all of those things. The snowpack on the top that keeps the rivers full is running down. It's declining in the same way that our own ski fields are under threat. So water's a big issue, and when you eat food, little do you realise you are eating water. You are eating, as Fred Pierce says, 100 times your own body weight in water every single day. Just think about that. Look at it. That cup of coffee you had for breakfast this morning. 140 litres of water just to grow the beans. Okay, we don't think about that when we look at it. We don't think of the enormous demand that the withdrawal of that water from a river somewhere puts upon the planet. What it means is that the average human being now uses 1,386 tonnes of water every single year. So that over a lifetime, you personally will consume enough fresh water to float that aircraft carrier there. That's a heck of a lot of water. And it's not going back into circulation again. It's getting badly polluted and dumped in the oceans. Right, so we've got to change how we do water in this world. Same with land. I mean, we have taken our farmland for granted. But estimates from the US Geological Survey, the world is now currently doing 75 billion tonnes of topsoil every single year. even the best farmed country in the world, say Iowa in the US Corn Belt, they're losing around 12 tonnes per acre. Okay? It's not sustainable. Every form of agriculture involves disturbing the soil. And that involves losing the soil when it rains, when the wind blows, and so on. Now, what this basically means is that sometime in the next 50, 70 odd years, the world's actually going to run out of good arable soils. There are other factors as well, which I'll come to. But you can't grow crops on the ancient Roman system, which is what we use today, without a lot of soil. You need large areas of it. So this is a real concern. The other thing is that we're mining those soils just as we're mining the water. By using the NPK fertilizers that we have been using, when you pour those on, you boost plants into major growth, and those plants also take the micronutrients out of the soil. So you're mining out of the soil, the calcium, the magnesium, the zinc, the boron, the selenium, the molybdenum, all the little nutrients which are actually critical to life and health. But the soil is becoming depleted in them. Now, to get the same minerals, in your diet as your grandparents, you would have to eat 5 times as many tomatoes, 5 tomatoes for every 1 tomato that they ate. That gives you an idea how depauperate the current diet is becoming in micronutrients. And just because they're called micro, don't think they're not important, because scientists are linking them with many of the lifestyle diseases that we have today.